One of the most important things that allowed me to achieve my goal and reach my ultimate potential was becoming selfish. And in this video, I'm going to teach you why becoming selfish is the most important thing for you to help you achieve your goal without losing anything in life. Now, keep in mind that becoming selfish doesn't mean neglecting others. Simply becoming selfish means caring to your own need. And if this is something that you're interested, then stick around because this video is gonna make you wonder a lot of questions about your choices, and it's gonna allow you to determine what is it that you exactly need to do in order to achieve them and achieve your ultimate potential. You know, before becoming a therapist, before going to my doctoral program, before getting married, before starting my life and starting to get educated and do the things that allow me to be my best self, I used to be a people pleaser. In school, at work, everywhere that I went, my whole goal was to allow other people so they can have a good time, and so they can enjoy their things, so they can achieve their goals, so they can reach their potential, so I can support them, so they can be the best that they can be. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. That's absolutely fine. But the thing is that at one point, I lost focus on what matters the most, and that was me. I lost focus on me, and I didn't have time to give myself the attention that I need so I can be the best person that I can be in my life and achieve the goals that I have. However, after a little bit of thinking and talking to my therapist and going to a couple of seminars, getting involved in online reading and researching things, I started to think up to myself that something must be going wrong in my life that doesn't allow me to align with who I am and who I want to be. Questioning your life choices is the most important thing, and that was the first step for me. And through those questioning, I learned that the way that I'm proceeding my life at this point is not helpful, and something needs to change. So that's where I made the change, and I made those adjustment, little tweaks that ultimately help me achieve my own goals. And now here you are, and I want to tell you the secret that I have learned throughout all of my education and everything that I have learned entirely. If I could sum up to one sentence, it would be that if you want to be successful, if you want to be happy, if you want to achieve your goal, be selfish. Now, a lot of people ask me, why should I be selfish? You should be selfless. You should help people. If you're selfish, you're condescending. If you're selfish, you're ignorant. If you're selfish, you're disrespecting. If you're selfish, then you are a character with no morality. But here's the thing, being selfish doesn't mean to be condescending, doesn't mean to be angry towards people, doesn't mean to be disrespectful. Being selfish means to understand yourself. And here's the thing, yourself is beautiful, yourself is amazing. If you don't want to watch the whole video, I recommend watching a short that I made about being selfish, but keep in mind that's just only 30-40 seconds. I would recommend sticking around throughout this session because I'm going to discuss this topic much further. But being selfish doesn't mean that you should be ignorant. The goal of being selfish is to understand who is it that you are. That starts with a little bit of self-exploration. And here's the thing, I know that this might sound a little bit off-putting, but everything comes at a cost. And the cheapest cost for you to do anything is understanding yourself, because the return value on it is much greater. Because the moment that you understand you could identify little patterns that you have either been neglecting or you have been putting aside. So when I say in order to become selfish, the first step is to do a little bit of self-exploration, what I mean is to sit down and ask yourself who you are. That's the first question. Who are you? That might seem pretty obvious to some people or at a first glance, but the thing is that it's not as obvious as it sounds. But ask yourself who you are. Ask yourself, what are you doing at this moment? And by this moment, I don't mean this particular moment. I mean in general, in this era of your life, in your daily activity, generally throughout the day, what is it that you're doing? And then the last final question is that who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? Or how do you want to be? Who you are, what you are, how you want to be. These three questions, if you get to sit down and do a little bit of focus, take a pen, take a paper, you could even make a bullet point of it. This is what I am, this is what I am, this is what I am, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I want to become, this is my goal, this is my dream, this is my... Write these things down and then put it in front of you. See if they make sense. Are they balanced? A lot of times we have this little idea of ourselves that we create throughout our life. We sculpt throughout our life. Think about our life as a sculpture, and you being the mastermind behind that sculpture, just sculpting away. Look at these things that you wanted to achieve. Look at the things that you are doing right now. Is it helping you to achieve your goal? If the answer is yes, then by all means, you're doing great. But if you see a little bit of miscommunication, misconnection, there's something is wrong. There is something missing. And what's missing is not you attending to yourself, is you prioritizing yourself. Because a lot of time, in order for us to achieve our goals, we don't prioritize us. You prioritize other little things around us that doesn't really matter or doesn't make a change at this moment. And sometimes we got to sit down and ask ourselves, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. Is it really helping me to become the person that I want to become? Or is it really pushing me back, resulting in my lack of motivation, resulting in my stress, in my anxiety, in my depression? And all of those things come from lack of understanding of self. Because once you don't understand yourself, you don't understand your goal, then you don't have no future that you have built for yourself. So you got to sit down and ask yourself, what is it that is important to me at this point? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to become? Am I on the right path? Or no, am I just going on a circle? And sometimes becoming selfish is important because the most important word in being selfish is to simply say no. Learning to say no. And I don't mean learning to say no to your partner. I mean learning to say no to yourself or your family or your friends. I mean learning to say no to yourself, because a lot of time the most destructive person in our life is no one but ourselves. We don't recognize that. We think being selfish is being selfish towards others outside of our community, in our life, in our relationship, in our family system, in our school. But no, you have to be selfish towards yourself and be able to recognize your patterns, your behavior, and identify little things that are taking you out of this alignment that you care and you want to develop in your life, and then say to yourself, no. You know, it's not easy. This is the hardest thing that you can do in your life. But if you master this little tiny trick, if you master a way to be able to freely, without any judgment or without any questioning or without any without condescending yourself, if you be able to tell yourself no, then your life will change. You know, you see that you have a pattern of doing something over and over, trying to do something. Learning to say no is the key to help yourself be yourself. And then ask yourself the next step. Okay, I learned to say no to me. I know some patterns that I need to adjust. Let's now look externally. The first step, understand what is it that you're trying to look at. The second step, what is it that I need to adjust? And the second step is to go outside. The third step is to go outside of my inner self and look at my environment. Look at that circle that is built around me. And then ask myself, what doesn't it align with my goal? What is it that is pushing me back? Is it my relationship with my partner that has been unhealthy for years? Is it my relationship with my family that has been controlling for years? Is it my relationship with my society that has been demanding for years? Is it my relationship with my work that has been limiting me for achieving my goal? Whatever it is, these were just negative things that I wanted to point out. But it's important for you to become true to yourself, because here's the thing: you could trick me, you could trick your partner, you could trick everyone in this world, but there is one person that you cannot trick, and that's tricking yourself. And the moment that you start tricking yourself, that's the moment that you just go down and down and down, because deep down inside, you know that you're hurting yourself. Even if you don't recognize it, you know that you're just not listening to you, and you go down this path. And then it's very dark. It's very scary. So you need to be true with who you are. See your environment. If it's your relationship that is unhealthy, it's time for you to set some boundary. If it's your family that the dynamic of it is not aligning with who you are and who you want to be, then you need to set some borders, some guidelines, some rules, some boundaries. If it's your relationship with your coworkers or with your job or with your employment or with your career, then you got to come back, look at the things, the list that we made at the beginning, and ask yourself, am I doing the thing that is helping me to achieve my goal? If it's yes, sometimes we have to suck it up. And that's okay to suck it up. That's okay to take everything. But if it's helping you, being stressed, being overwhelmed is not a bad thing as long as it helps you get to your next step. It's all about understanding you, understanding your career, understanding your goal. Is it helping you achieve your goal? Is it helping you get to the place that you want to get in your life? Then perfect, because pain is not a bad thing. Think about it this way. Let me give you a little example. Think about school. School is not fun. Let's be honest. It's not fun to go to class for hours, sit down, and then study, and then take a test, and then always worry about what will happen. But the thing is that those stress, those anxiety, they're for a short period of time. Once you endure those stress and anxiety, you will achieve something greater. A better career, your dream job, the things that you want to do in life. It allows you to be yourself, the person that you want to become, the person that you want to be. And sometimes in life, we have to ask ourselves this question: is the choices that I'm making right now helping me become myself or not? So be selfish, be yourself, do the things that helps you to be you. You know, that's the easiest thing. That's the most important thing. And once you do this, once you stick with your plan, once you stick with the things that matter to you, then you can realize how easily it is to live the life that you want to live. How easy it is to become the person that you want to become without worrying about what people think about you. Because people will always have their own idea of how you should be, how you could be, you know, how you should act, how you should act. But the thing is that it doesn't matter. Let them think, because it doesn't matter how good you are or how perfect you are. There's always someone somewhere somehow that thinks you could have been better or you should have been better. So if you want to live your life to satisfy someone else, what good is that? You know? Then what about you? Who's going to attend to you? They're not going to attend to you because they're busy with their own life. They might help you at one point or another, because sometimes that's what we do. But those helps are temporary. The only person that can truly help you be your best self is no one but you. So take the time for you. Recognize the things that matter to you. Recognize the steps that you want to change. And then take one step at a time. I mean, that's all you can do. You can't expect yourself to magically become this person that you want to become, you know? But if you put the time on you understanding your own self, this beautiful, amazing creature, perfect picture that you are, this amazing human being that exists in your universe, which is you, then you could just achieve anything and become whatever you want to become. That's the whole goal of being selfish. It doesn't mean disrespecting others. It just means being aligned with you, understanding you and your own needs. And once you understand that, everything is awesome. Everything is perfect. Everything goes as it should.